We're always watching Apple for the next big thing. But what does that really mean anymore, beyond a slightly better camera? Well, based on the latest industry reports, it looks like we're on the edge of some huge changes, not just to the software inside our phones, but to the actual shape of the hardware itself.
So let's get past the usual yearly hype cycle, the faster chips and the new colors. What's the next major leap forward for the iPhone and for the entire Apple ecosystem? Well, the answer seems to be all about two massive shifts. First, integrating the powerful generative AI that's been taking over the tech world, and second, a totally new form factor that could change the iPhone as we know.
All right, before we dive in, let's just clear something up real quick. You might have seen iOS 27 floating around in some reports. Turns out that was almost definitely just a typo. What we're really talking about are the huge new features expected for iOS 18 coming this year, and then some hardware predictions that are just a few years down the line. So yeah, this is near future, not some distant science fiction.
Okay, first up, the software. And it's reportedly getting a massive upgrade, basically a brand new brain. And in classic Apple style, they're not just calling it AI. The rumored brand name is Apple Intelligence, which honestly tells you everything you need to know about how they're going to approach this. They're doing it their way.
So what does that actually mean? Well, from what we're hearing, the goal isn't just another flashy chatbot that lives up in the cloud. Instead, it's about building a deeply integrated AI that runs right on your device, working in the background to make the stuff you do every single day easier and faster. Think practical utility and privacy, not just a cool party trick.
And this is where it gets real for you and me. Imagine your Messages app suggesting the perfect comeback, or instantly summarizing a chaotic group chat that you missed. Or your Mail app not just sorting your inbox, but actually helping you write responses. This isn't about some separate AI app you have to open. It's about weaving that intelligence right into the tools you're already using all day long.
And of course, the most obvious place you're going to see Apple Intelligence is with the assistant we've all known for years. All of this new brainpower is fueling Siri's long-awaited, and let's be honest, desperately needed, major upgrade.
So, on the left, you've got the Siri we all know. It's great for setting a timer, but it just falls apart if you ask it anything too complicated. On the right is the vision for the future. A Siri that can actually have a back-and-forth conversation, understand the context of what you're talking about, and perform complex tasks inside your other apps. It's the leap from a simple command tool to a true digital assistant.
And this right here is the kind of leap we're talking about. Just think about what's happening in that one sentence. Siri has to understand what's on your screen, use its AI brain to summarize it, then open your Mail app, draft a new message, and send it to the right person. That's not just a voice command anymore. That's real, intelligent automation.
So once the software inside your phone gets this massive IQ boost, it kind of begs the question, right? What kind of hardware is it all going to run on? And this is where the predictions get really fun, because a smarter operating system might just need a more flexible screen to go with it.
Now, for years, the rumors have always been about a single foldable iPhone. But the latest reports suggest Apple's ambition here is way bigger. They are reportedly working on two completely different foldable devices aimed at two totally different uses.
Okay, the first one is a giant, a 20.3-inch screen when it's unfolded. This is not a phone, it's something totally new. Imagine, when it's folded, it could be like a MacBook with a virtual keyboard. Then, you unfold it and boom, you have a massive iPad-like display. It's not just a new product, it could be a whole new category for Apple, blurring that line between a laptop and a tablet.
The second device, though, is much more familiar. At 7.9 inches, it's roughly the size of an iPad mini. This is the one that really lines up with that dream of a foldable iPhone. A normal-sized phone that fits in your pocket, but then opens up to give you a small tablet screen whenever you want it. So the key detail here is that this is expected to be a clamshell or flip-style phone, kind of like Samsung Z Flip. You'd have a small screen on the outside for quick notifications, and then that big, nearly 8-inch screen when you open it up. But, and this is important, don't get too excited just yet. The timeline for this is still a ways out, with reports pointing to a possible launch in late 2026.
Okay, so let's put this all together on a simple roadmap. The big software revolution, Apple Intelligence, and the new Siri, that's happening this year. We'll probably see it unveiled at WWDC, and then it'll roll out to all of us this fall. That's the short game. The hardware revolution, that foldable iPhone, well, that's the long game, with a potential window around late 2026.
So when you connect these dots, the smarter, more aware software and the flexible, adaptable hardware, what does the big picture really look like? What does this all mean for the next chapter of Apple?
All right, so if you remember anything from this, make it this. Apple's strategy looks like a 1-2 punch. First, make the software you already use way smarter and more helpful and do it this year. Then, use that new intelligence as the foundation for a whole new generation of hardware, starting with foldables in a couple of years.
And it all leads to one final question. I mean, with competitors already deep into AI and foldables, is Apple late to the party? Or is this just a classic Apple move? You know, waiting, watching, and perfecting the technology before they release their version that aims to redefine the whole category. I guess only time will tell.